guess what? It is Oracle cards time. So I'm going to pull from this deck. I think it showed. Hopefully it did. This deck. And my Oracle card deck that I had created. But it's not for sale right now because I don't have my Etsy shop open. Sorry. Anyway, so the power of love. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause the video so you're not like waiting for me to pull these cards. Hopefully it's just like 2 or 3 cards each. We'll see from each deck. Okay, so I went ahead and I pulled them, and so we're basically going to find out together what they are. So the first one is individuality. You leave your unique stamp on love on everything that you do. I'm hoping you can see because the second one is willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Yep, that is me. Because if you're trying to separate and divide and all that kind of stuff, that don't fit my heart. Alright, so virtue. You acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. And last one. Purpose. You possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. Yep. That is me. And maybe for your twin flame or whatever, which I do have a twin flame course out. Finally. It took a while, but I got it out. So if you're interested in that, if you're watching this on Instagram, it's in the bio. And if I do go a little over 3 minutes, I guess I'll just go ahead and say, look on my YouTube channel. It'll be at Enlighten Courses Classes. Yeah, for the YouTube channel. So therefore, you can actually watch this full video if I do go over 3, because we're already at 2 minutes and I haven't even pulled the other cards. So yeah, I think so. Oh, and the reason why just the earlier stuff, not just because of everything, but lots of it, is because of the fact of me and my twin soul. And he knows. So I'm just going to leave it as that. But everything that I do is from love, and I cannot accept, I'm sorry, separation, division, things like that. That just doesn't go with my heart. I'm sorry. All right, next set of cards. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards from this. All right, so the first one is expressing love. Today I noticed the things I appreciate about the people in my life. I take a moment to send them love and to wish them well. My love is infinite and it feels great to express it. So still spot on with everything that I'm saying. My sign back there. Love. And roses. That's so mean. Okay. Anyway. Guidance system. And somebody's popping some fireworks, by the way, if you hear all that in the background. Okay. I love using my emotions as a guidance system. They show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I am feeling joy and doing the things that I love, I am in a state of allowing for my desires. I notice when I am feeling low vibrational thoughts and shift them to release resistance. Yeah, because I could easily like fall into going downhill because I'm already like in the worst point in my life that I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I could easily go into the dark right now. I really could. But I'm going to keep fighting tooth and nail not to get there. So I'm just hoping that we don't get homeless. It's a situation that I'm at, basically. I got a donation page. I got help from a childhood friend from one thing. My dad, all he could do, the little bit of savings that he had, it's already gone. All my bills are paid until the middle of this month. This is going to be a fun ride. I don't know what's to come, but I know it ain't too good right now if I continue to not get help. Anyway, all right, next card. It's hard to tell because if you look at the top word right here, that's why it's taking me a second, because I'm like, what is the word? So it's either release or something. I'm just going to go ahead and read it, and then I think sometimes I'll have it in the card itself, or I can at least figure out what it would be. I invite magic into my life always. Every day I grow my connection to this earth. If I am ever feeling low, I simply step outside and appreciate the natural miracles in this life. Being in nature lifts my spirits and recharges my energy. Ah, recharge. Yeah, I definitely need to do that too. But right now, I'm on a heavy cycle this month. Finally. And so I'm kind of a little drained, tired. You can probably tell that I just look like blah. I know. I'm sorry. I look like blah. But anyway. Alright. It's going to be like that when you're having so much coming out. You're going to look pale and everything else. So yeah, you're going to look like that. Alright. Again, sorry. I think it's tune in. I'm assuming. Today, before doing what I normally do, I will take a moment to slow down, to place my hands at my heart space and take a few deep breaths. I will ask myself what I truly want, and I will honor however I am feeling. And then if you can pause the video. And yes, I go out my garden, so yes, my nails are dirty. So, it's what it is. Alright, together. Yeah, I can read that one. Okay. I love working together with others and how it makes once impossible dreams possible. I see there is strength in unity and how much we can accomplish together. Asking for help is not weak, it is powerful. Everything that I'm trying to get my messages across to, I love you, my twin soul. It's like literally coming out on these cards. I did not choose them. I just picked them, and I'm still like right here. I can't see them because I'm looking at it like that. Like, you see how like that? Like, I already read these. So, that's how it goes. Anyways, self-appreciation. I will find a moment throughout the day that I can dedicate to myself, find a comfortable space, and bring a pen and paper. I will write a letter of appreciation to myself where I will pour love into who I am and all that I do. But see, here's the thing. I'm trying my best to be open-minded, compassionate, understanding, this, that, and the other, to beliefs that I long ago released and let go of. Like, Christianity, for instance. So, when I started seeing division and it's not heart-centered and things like that, like, it's a very... I'm going to leave that for right now because the video, and I only have 10 minutes anyway, so I need to hurry this up. I guess I just can't say it because I need to pull the other cards and then go from there. We only got one more card. Maybe in another video at some point I can mention it if it happens again, but I am trying to find ways, because that's exactly when I did a twin soul meditation today. That was one of the things that came up that I was thinking about. I was like, I do need to work on that. And it was talking about, like, what can you work on as far as, that's triggers that could be helpful to connect and this, that, and the other. And that's one of them, the differences. And then all of a sudden this happens by the twin soul posting, and I'm like, man, like, right on cue. Like, literally, we're still twin soul mirroring it. And because, like, I think, like, maybe around the time that he posted that too, might have been the timing. I think it was, because it was 3 hours later when I had looked at it. And before that, it was about the time when I was doing the meditation. And then that's whenever I started posting other things. I did other, did other work, and it took about that long. And then that's when I saw the post. So yeah, so it's adding up. I might have to delete some videos. I think that's what I'm going to end up having to do. So I'll have enough memory. I think so. I'm going to go ahead and keep going. I'm going to stop it, actually. I got one card left that I'm going to read from this deck, and then I'm going to pull mine, and then I'm going to kind of... The reason why I'm doing this is because in case if you're going through something similar like this, maybe there's something that can come out, and even for not only just for me, but for you as well. So let me delete some and make some room. I don't exactly remember where I was at, but I will say this. That's my little man. He's leaving for the moment. That means bathe me. Anyway, when you have differences and stuff, that's normal. I mean, we are not literally supposed to be two peas in a pod. That's just not going to work. So, find anything that you can at least to help give peace of mind, comfort of heart, or whatever that you can, to not fight, bicker, argue, agree to disagree, and find ways to, because if you can't work together, that's fine. That's the path that you're on for however long, and if it's meant to be, or whatever the reason is. So do what you gotta do, but it's eventually going to come back around to where you have to compromise with compassion and work together differences. That's just how it goes, period, regardless. I'm sorry I didn't make the rules, but twin souls and twin flames usually are a more spiritual approach, because it's more of an enlightening path that's inner healing and a whole bunch of other steps. And it does clash with other things. So I can't help that, we energetically met finally. And that this is the path and everything that it is. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. But I do know that if anything's going to work out, and if we're going to get any kind of closer to reunion, including if you're going through a similar situation like this yourself, it's compromise, baby, and it is compassion and whatever else, because it's got to come from the heart. All love, love, love. So, but it's inner healing and different things like that, and that's what's going to keep the separation going, because of the different beliefs. I've been trying to rack my brains, like, how can this work like that? Because I'm not going to be responsible or take anybody away from what they believe in. That's their belief. That's what they're going to do. That's their thing. Fantastic. Continue to do what you're doing. But again, I just don't see how, because of this being spiritual, inner healing work, and this, that, and the other, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe there is a way, and maybe I'll maybe I'll come across it. And if I do, I will definitely be making videos about it and things like that, and go from there. Maybe you have an idea. Maybe you have something that, maybe you're going through something similar. What have you figured out so far? Definitely leave that in the comments for us, because I don't know. So I'm going to have to put more thought into this, and I will figure this out. I'm for sure going to be figuring this out. I'm going to be figuring this out. So yeah. Anyway, all right. And what do you know? The next card, and it's balance. I'll show it again in a second. I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with them, but I also take time to nurture my relationship with myself. I have found a healthy balance between being with friends and having self-care time. And like that too. I mean, you do. Like, everything that we do, it's a fun balancing game. And so that's where I was like, well, maybe we can balance Christianity and spirituality. I don't know. There has to be something. And when the time comes for me to discover whatever it is, if there is, then I'll find it. And like I said, I'll be sharing. And if not, I will discover from you. So whatever the answer is. All right. And this one. This is from my deck, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it running, I guess. Oops. Yeah, we'll just go from there. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is a fun path for sure. I know I'm having my butt kicked this year. It has not been no joyride at all. So, I don't know what in the heck's fixing to come, but I just keep trying to believe and keep trying to be positive, and things like that. And hold up. Okay, for real though. Don't think for 1 minute, just because of the choices and everything that I'm doing and the life that I live makes me sin, makes me a bad person, makes me whatever else you want to come up with, okay? Let me just put it that way. If you will stop for a moment, connect with your head, connect with your heart. look at the actions and the choices and the words and the emotions, the feelings. Just really dive deep, okay? Take away everything that you think that you know, all right? And let's get out of the box for a second here. Let's practically ground ourselves and get in reality for a second, all right? When you can do that, and you come from a place from your heart, okay? Still being practical about it, but still doing it from compassion, okay? Take away everything that is taught, right? And it makes me wonder that more now, too. What's her name? Sonia Massey. Yep, she's here again. I have her on my spirit box, or was it digital recorder? Anyway, sadly, little did we know the cop that ended her life was her friend's husband or something like that. Anyway, so she probably thought, okay, I'm going to make a joke or whatever. That's what I keep feeling. I'm going to make a joke or something and try to lighten the mood, because you could tell she was scared, like, okay, you're coming in here, a blaze of glory here, slow down for a second, you know. And when she used the word, I rebuke you, she lost her life, all right? Yes, the guy ended up being possessed and this, that, and the other. There is logical, or, well, it's hard to say. It is logical, just not to everybody. Anyway, and so there are reasons to explain that. And so what I'm saying is that, just like I was even talking to her in conversation or whatever, I'm like, you can only do that so much. Like, everything then becomes into this box that everything needs to be rebuked. Like, everything's bad, everything this, everything that. I explained in the video for her reasons are totally different. But the point of what I'm trying to make is that everybody gets so crazy with these words of rebuke and the devil and all this. And it's like, do you not realize that you're literally antagonizing and calling this stuff in, okay? You're calling it in, all right? You're not repelling it whatsoever. You're calling it in. Just take a moment and think about that for a second, all right? Because you're sitting there focusing on that energy of this person's bad, this person's sinning, this person, this, that, the other, blah, 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 whatever, all right? I rebuke, this, that, all right? Again, what are you doing? Calling it in. Just saying. Anyway, so it's just funny that people will not catch on to this stuff. I mean, they won't. It's so... And they're so guided by the false... the false guidance. Yes, you are. Okay? We all have them. And that's why, like in my course too, I'm not trying to say just my belief, this, that, and the other, because others have realized this too. There is false guides, okay? Fallen angels, fallen archangels, this, that, and the other. They're fallen archangels is devil entities. The shadow people is the fallen angels, blah, blah, blah. You even have fallen unicorns and this, that, and the other. Like, everything, again, is balanced, like that card earlier. Light, dark. Shadow this, ba 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 ba, and you have to balance everything out. Yin yang, la la la. All right. So when you're focusing so much that you think you're doing something good, and I rebuke you. Anyways, just because I have specific beliefs in this, that, and the other does not make me a bad person. Does not mean that I'm causing harm. I'm not causing harm. If you realize, I'm sorry to bring this up too, but if you realize a lot of the things that a lot of y'all do, not y'all, I'm talking about Christians, and if you're a Christian, I love you. But what I'm saying is that it is forceful. It is forceful. It is imposing on somebody's free will. It is making unnecessary changes because, again, you're breaking free will, okay? We all have our own path, all right? We are not meant to be specifically led by a specific way. We are free to choose. We are free to feel. We are free to give love, free to this, free to that, okay? When we're such in a box that everything is like, if you do this, then you're labeled as this. And if you do that, you're labeled as this. I rebuke you, I this, and I that, and I that. All right? You're not allowing somebody to freely give you love. When you're sitting there restricting them from being able to love you, all right? You're literally turning them away, and you're basically saying you're a bad person and that you need to be healed. You need to be this. You need to be rescued, saved, whatever all that stuff's called. No, that is not the case. I'll go on and I can go on and on and on. Anyway, was I done pulling these cards? Because I don't even think I was. Was I? Maybe? Let me see. There's a lot more that I can go on about, but I'm just trying to make sure that that was it. Okay, feels like this one, but I think that might be it. These two. Oh, that one popped up, so 3. Okay. We're going to leave it as that, all right? I'll go into that some other time, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. But let's go ahead and get into these. So gathering, coming together, working peacefully. Exactly like what I'm trying to say. Now, this is my deck. Stillness in the moment or in the past, which could be twin flames, twin souls, and anything else, basically, is what that could mean. Foreseen, insight, prepare, and plan. And I'll break these down in a second if something don't come up real quick. You're a candle in someone's darkness, light, and hope. See, when you're saying I rebuke you and this, that, and the other, what are you doing to the other person? You're taking away what they feel like they're doing. They feel like they're giving you love, light, and hope. But no, when you're sitting there like, I rebuke you and this, that, and the other, how rude is that? All right? Walking the right path, scenic, elegant scenario. So your sign could be, something with that is what it could be. Elemental realms, alchemy, fantasy. So, like a lot of stuff that I'm saying, you can alchemize it and shift those energies and things like that and flip it around and make things better if you want it. Or you can just sit there and put blame and just basically not take responsibility and say, I don't like you and I'm going to revoke you. Whatever you want to do. All right, so outside choice, outside cleanse, outside garden, and harvest bounty. I probably do need to tend to my garden very soon. And then smudge, cleansing, protection, and ceremonial. Yeah, I need to do that as well because I didn't do it today so far. I've been pretty much out of it because my cycle and everything. But anyway, so yeah, like what I'm literally saying, like gathering, coming together, working peacefully. Like we can't sit there and continue, regardless of what belief and what we feel, think, have, whatever. It don't matter. We need to come together with love, compassion, understanding, regardless of what the differences are. I mean, come on. Is it that hard to see already that all this dividing and everything? Like, I don't get... I get it. I came from there too. I came from ego. I came from the past back then that, if you don't believe in this, then you're bad and you're this and that. Blah, blah, blah. All these crazy beliefs, okay? I got it. I know. I came from there. But I've learned along the way, like I said, to open up, compassion, get out of the box, realize reality of what's going on. Because you're literally causing harm in several ways. And that's the one thing that I've learned to do is do not cause harm. Try to be as mindful as possible to not cause harm. But that's just me. All right, stillness in the moment or in the past. And again, I'm not perfect. I'm human. I'm going to make so many mistakes. And so I say all that, but I could be messing up even on this video. And I won't even know it. All right. Yeah, stillness in the moment and then or in the past. Let's see. Foreseen, insight, prepare, and plan. Yeah, because my situation and everything, like, I do feel like as far as me, I'm giving my examples real quick. in case it's helpful for you. Because sometimes when somebody's new, it's like, okay, I hear these words, but what do you mean, you know? And that's why I try to give my examples. But yeah, so foreseen, insight, prepare, and plan, that's definitely, like I said, what I'm going through. Because, like I said, we're heading towards literal homelessness. And so, you know, I'm trying to figure out what to do. You're a candle in someone's darkness, light, and hope. I love those pictures there. I just wish that I could have seen them and been able to make them brighter or whatever I needed to do. Anyway, walking the bright path, scenic and elegant elegant scenario. And like I said, I feel like that's a sign for someone that is watching this. Elemental realms, alchemy, fantasy. Most of you already know what the meaning is for you, so I don't have to give too many. See, elemental realms, alchemy, fantasy. Yeah, because I feel like, yeah, some of the scenarios that I'm going through, I could be working with the elemental realms, like the unicorns and fairies and different things, along with, for sure, yeah, I'm definitely working with them and alchemizing. Yep, makes sense. Because if I get that property, or wherever I go to, I already did, regardless if I moved to that property or not, I did cleansing. And that was what was coming here, making my life chaotic for a little bit too. Anytime I have to do cleansing because I'm a medium, they're going to come to me, and I'm not going to know what's going on. My life's going to get crazy for a while, and then finally, eventually I'll get, oh, this is where you're coming from. Okay, now I see why you're so mad, and now I see why you're, like, literally driving me to homeless. So, you know, and that's where I have to do the work. But anyway, so, it's a mess. But yeah, so that's what happens. So that's what I'm doing. And so hopefully I can go ahead and, if I can get that property and everything, that's what I tried to do, regardless if I get there or not, if whoever's going to move there. That's what I do. Every time I look at property or houses or whatever that I'm going to need to buy, that's how I've done it. And that's just, you know, it helps whoever's going to live there or whatever. So it's not, because especially when I'm sensing it, that means something extremely dark is there and it must be removed. So that's where, you know, that happens. And so I know there was a lot of dark things on that property. And like I said, I did the work and everything. And so if we get it, we get it. Or whoever gets it, at least it's cleansed now. Because I look back at it, you know, because you can tell by that too. I look back at it and felt into the energies and this, that, and the other, all the steps. And I noticed that, yeah, it's definitely getting cleansed and stuff. So that's, for me, is what that would mean. Like I said, I'm trying to give my examples. And then outside choice, outside cleanse, outside garden, harvest, bounty. And so all the outside stuff, like I said, because of it being literally just a property, no house, no nothing on it, I would have to move an RV there if I can get one. Would be all of that except for the, it'll be the outside choice, outside cleanse, outside garden, and then the harvest bounty would be here. But would be there too if I'm able to get that property, because it is going to be homesteading and it's near 5 acres. So I will definitely be using it for homesteading and stuff as best as I can and afford it. And then like I just did, like I said, smudging, cleansing, protection, and ceremonial. And ceremonial will be like honoring the land spirits and this, that, and the other. And that's what I was trying to do over there as well, is to, you know, take a little moment out while I'm trying to get all the toxic and this, that, and the other that has tainted the property and everything out there. I'm trying to get it back to restored to Mother Earth that is purifying love and light, and some healing, you know, and things like that. So therefore the animals out there as well that are out there will also benefit from it, along with the elemental realms, because that's what helps, and the nature spirits helps to take care of these properties. And so I figured, okay, regardless, like I said, whoever moves there, at least it's getting all set up, it's getting all cleansed, and, you know, and all of that. And so hopefully it'll bring a lot of harvest and, you know, different things like that as well. And it will. So anyways, sorry about my little rants and stuff. I just had to explain a little bit, and hopefully I'm understood, because I'm not trying to be mean. Even though I use that song, I love that song. For that Ghost by Cruella. I did that because there's certain parts in the lyrics and everything, not all of them, but certain parts where it was just like, it's very fitting for the situation. And I was like, you know, and for the quote that I had used it for, I'd read it. Well, actually I can. The quote that I had made for it is, In the quiet ache of separation, every trigger is a mirror showing what still longs for healing within. Your twin stirs what is hidden, not to break you, but to awaken you. True surrender begins not in chasing or waiting, but in the returning to yourself, healing what the reflection reveals, until both souls are ready to meet in wholeness. Okay, so basically what that means is in the quiet ache of separation, because regardless if you're twin souls or twin flames, wherever you're at in the category, I guess you would call it, there's separation times. And so that's just basically a way of kind of really pretty much kind of like reflecting, learning, healing, or inner healing, and this, that, and the other. So like it says, every trigger is a mirror, because twin souls, we are mirrors of each other. Showing what still longs for healing within, and in this case, it's because of being triggered with the differences, and trying to comprehend and figure, like, how is this going to be possible, like I was just saying earlier. Your twin stirs what is hidden, not to break you, but to awaken you, okay? True surrender begins not in chasing or the waiting. So, like, basically chasing after them, or hopefully everything's going to be okay, you know, the waiting. But in returning to yourself, healing what the reflection reveals until both souls are ready to meet in wholeness. So, it's basically, well, pretty much like it says. I mean, no. It is what it is. You know, it's a very deep healing path for sure. It's not, you're not going to go be all like, stay in the love bubble cocoon phase, or whatever it's called. It's, that would be wonderful if we could. Oh God, would that be wonderful? But it's all about inner healing. It's about growth. It's about learning, you know, and different things like that. And so you can't just have the bubble phase and stay there and never grow and learn. And it's just like, oh yay, you know, okay, so what else is there? You know, it's perfect. Life is not perfect. So enjoy those moments, because if you're in that right now, do enjoy them, okay? Don't take them for lightly. Enjoy every time you can feel that. But you do want to get to the point of reunion. You don't want to play around and just stay stuck there. But you do want to do that inner healing and, you know, things like that, and awaken. Like, first step is awakening. And that's where I'm saying I don't know how. There's got to be a way, because you don't want to tear somebody away from their religion, what they believe in. Like, that's literally breaking free will. So you don't touch that area. And so that's why I'm just like, you know, I don't know, because I do know that the awakening, that's the first stage. And we've already been through the different steps. So I don't understand. That's where I'm learning, because I'm teaching this as well, and I'm learning this as well. And so I'm learning with y'all as well. And so this is something that there's got to be an answer, because there's got to be a way to mix and mingle it together somehow. But I just don't know those answers yet. I really don't. All I know is that for me, what I'm choosing to do with this situation is, I understand, like, I remember, like I said, I've been there before. I've been in the ego. I know how it feels back then to what all that is. And so I would have been stuck and like, well, if you don't believe in God, then blah, 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 you know, I would have had my own ways too. But anyway, so the point is that the only thing I'm doing and can think of to do is to understand, like, I've been there before, put myself in those shoes. I've been there before. Understand where the person's coming from, because usually it's out of fear. Like, when there's something new and something different, it's usually out of fear. They're like, I'm not going to try that. That's scary. That's, something's wrong with it. You know, don't feel right, blah, 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 you know. And I've been there too. And so finally, for me, I branched out and did different things. But anyway, so I'm thinking of handling with, like, compassion and as best as I can, understanding, along with continuing to only work on myself. The only thing that I can do is just, like they say, the chakra work. There's like a few things that you can do with your twin soul while they're going through what they're going through, like if you're in a situation like this as well. But mainly focus on yourself, and then focus on like sending them love, sending them anything that is good, that is pure divine love and light, and that can be helpful for their path. Wish them well, of course. If you're going to do prayer intense, definitely do some prayer intense. It's good for them. But as far as like I said, like you cannot change somebody, period. Don't do that. You have to just pretty much believe and hope that whatever's going to happen, and learn through it. That, let's say, like you might think, okay, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do my own thing, and then he'll or she or whatever will be guided back to me. You can do that too. But learn whatever it is that's on your path, because regardless of what outcome we think it's going to be an outcome, but it might not be our outcome. So it might lead us to a point of, let's say, maybe I am supposed to be Christian. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to lead me to something like that. I don't know. Maybe it could be leading him to, or her, whoever you're with. Maybe it could be leading them to your path. I don't know. I don't know the answers, but I do know that I come from a place of love, and it's going to be compassion, and it's going to be understanding. I might get triggered. I'm going to go through emotions. I get that. We all are, but doing the work, like in the course and everything, I have all these phases and all the steps and meditations and practices and this, that, and the other that you can do, and I'm doing them myself. And while I'm doing them, when I perfect things maybe a little bit more, I'll be for sure adding more to the courses as well. But right now it's just one course for the Twin Soul, Twin Flame. I'm saying courses because I have a lot of other courses that I'm trying to get out there. If I could just stay here a little longer, it would be nice, but I don't know. We'll see. There's too much going on. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just, like I said, work on myself, send him love, be as positive and everything as I can, as I continue to be, and just whatever's going to happen, the outcomes and this, that, and the other is going to happen. I don't have say-so in all of this, and so that's all I can do. Is just be there, the best that I can. So, I don't know. What do you think? What is your input? What do you feel like? Like, what do you think? Or just tell me your situation and everything too. Or if you want to join in our Facebook group, you'll get all that information if you do purchase the course, of course. I'm keeping it to where it's literally just students, and then or the person's twin soul or if they're in the twin flame relationship, that them too. Or if they have a friend, then they can share the course and everything with as well. Trying to keep it to where, because we don't need people in there trying to cause harm and things like that. Like, this is sensitive stuff that we go through. This is not easy work. This is not something that, for somebody that has no clue about this, should not be in there. Unless they're literally there to learn and, they have the right intentions and, things like that. If they're just in there to just tease and harm, and, we don't need that. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm trying to keep it, like I said, just for us and no scammers. I do have some information about that. So if you do ever see anything like that, report it immediately. I'm done with them. I'm so tired of them. They're like everywhere. No matter what we do, email, phone calls, this, that, and the other, they're just everywhere, even in the stores. But, yeah, so I'm going to leave it as that. There's more that I could say, but we'll just pretty much go from there. And then, yeah, pretty much going to go from there. I'm going to go see if this will let me upload it. I don't know. It might not, because I keep running out of memory issues, and so I don't know. Anyways, so yeah. So if you feel my energy is low, I apologize. It's for two reasons: my heavy flow for the month, as well as, I'm going through, like I said, a lot. Like, I'm literally heading towards being homeless, and it's scary because my son, he's nonverbal autistic, and you know, I'm just trying to believe that things are just somehow going to come together and that everything's going to work itself out. And because there's nothing that I can do. Like if I panic and freak out, like I go through those emotions and stuff, but I have to eventually calm myself down and be like, hey, you know, um, that's not going to help. That's not helping me. That's not going to help my son. That's not going to help my animals, you know. And so I just have to try to just be like, slow it down, dial it back, hold up a second, you know, and then try to, because it is so easy to go dark. I can go dark mode 24/7 if I wanted to, but, you know, I'm fighting not to go there, and I'm fighting to stay in the light, and I'm fighting to keep my heart open and love and, you know, things like that. And so, some of it might be pushing me on that as well. So anyway, but yeah, so I apologize if anything came out wrong or anything in the video. Just please ask me so I can try my best to, you'll have to let me know, like, hey, you mentioned such and such or whatever at such and such timestamp. What did you mean? And then I can further, you know, explain it. It might seem like I'm being mean or anything, and I'm not. I'm just literally, I'm very expressive. You'll learn that about me. I'm a very expressive person when my heart is open. When it's not, I'm going to be monotone just about, because either I don't trust you, or I got to feel into the situation, or the situation's confusing or something. There's something going on that's making me monotone. Trust me. Depression, whatever, you know, there's reasons. But if I'm expressive like that, it means my heart's open and there's something that's going on that I'm trying to probably comprehend, and I'm trying to teach, and I'm trying to express, and, you know, this and the other. And maybe I'm doing it in the wrong way. And so if it did affect you or trigger you in any kind of way, I do seriously apologize. I'm not here to cause harm, and I literally mean that, okay? I am far from wanting to cause harm. I'm just wanting to help to enlighten whatever situations that I can, basically, is what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to end this video as that, and just any kind of questions or whatever that you have, just let me know and we will go from there. And I'm definitely sending y'all much love, gratitude, and thanks, and hopefully we'll connect, maybe in the course, maybe through this video, or however way. Much love, and bye for now.